That's funny you brought up Larry Miller. He's my guy that I remember seeing clear. Specifically, Larry Miller was the
Yeah.
guy. I was watching The Tonight Show with my Aunt Mary on the couch,
Wow.
and I remember seeing Larry Miller, full head of hair, Larry Miller.
Yeah.
Full head of Larry Miller, probably doing one of these. And used to do something which was pretty remarkable at the time, which was his entire 6 minute spot might be one story. You know, like
Yeah.
the skiing story or the getting drunk and driving to Vegas story. You know, they were all like the entire set was one story for, you know, like a bunch of appearances. He was is such a craftsman. But I remember back in those days thinking, wow, man, I hope someday I can be as, you know, good as that, as well crafted and well written and structured. And it's unbelievable. I mean, it's, you know, the precision of Larry's work was always so remarkable, but it wasn't obvious. It wasn't like set up punchline. It was just amazing craftsmanship for 6 minutes, you know?
Yeah, and he was a big influence on me on wanting to do this podcast. When I talked to Richie about he should be doing a podcast, it was because I was listening to nonstop like Larry Miller, and he
Yeah.
would tell these jokes, and he would tell jokes that I've heard 1,000 times, you know, that my dad told at the dinner table, but he took it in his own direction and painted the picture his own way. And it was just like, I just loved it so much. And that was what influenced me to want to ask people to tell a joke on every episode, because I think it's just cool to
Yeah.
hear
Well, you know,
the Aristocrats. When you talked about it as jazz, it was like, oh my God, this makes perfect sense.
well, you know, there's on the DVD of the Aristocrats. I don't know if you remember DVDs. There's over 3.5 hours of extras.
Really?
And one of the extras is just a compendium of, you know, we kept the camera running while we were hanging out with these people. And so we put together a thing where they just tell other jokes. And it's like 20 people just telling these old jokes. You know, it's shot like shit because we weren't really shooting them. We just kept.
Yeah. Wow.
But it's
awesome.